What's good, y'all? Your girl Shay Johnson here, Love and Hip Hop Miami, and I want to give a special shout out to Too Loud Magazine. Thank you for having me. Love y'all. Peace.
Okay. Hey, it's your girl Ash Michelle, Too Loud Magazine, and I have Shay Johnson looking all fruity with that lime on. Hello.
Thank you. How you doing, girl?
I'm great.
That's going.
You look amazing.
We just did an amazing photo shoot.
We did.
Like, when I tell you, photographer's off the chain.
Okay.
You made
That's
sure you
corny.
picked out the clothes.
Yes.
The makeup, the hair, everything was on point. So
Yes.
I'm so happy I'm here in Houston.
She
What's
came
good,
in swimming like a
Houston?
mermaid.
She's so funny.
Super cute. But you look super, super good. I know you've been on your
Thank
health kick.
Yeah.
And I know you had some scares, some health issue scares. You kind of talked about on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Can you kind of tell us about your health journey and the status right now?
I started off with my trainer, Derek Taylor, because I was going through a state of depression. Finances were bad. Relationship went wrong. I wasn't working, so I was an emotional eater, and I started to eat, and I gained a lot of weight, over 60 pounds.
I'm guilty.
And I ignored it. You know, I tried to act like I didn't see it, but I couldn't fit any of my clothes. But outside of that, I went out one night, and the next day, I took pictures with the photographers because they're always taking pictures. And the next day, it was all over blogs that I was pregnant.
Wow.
Broke me down.
Wow.
Broke me down because I knew I had gained a lot of weight, but I didn't want to face it. Well, I faced it at that point. So I went ahead and got me a trainer, Derek Taylor. He started training me. And actually, I started losing a lot of weight when I had a lifestyle change and stopped eating certain foods. No bread, no pasta, no soda, no sugar, no salt. I stay away from all that. I don't eat pork. I don't eat beef. I don't eat chicken. So it's almost like it enlightened my life.
Right.
My skin is better. My energy is better. And everything was going good until I hit a brick wall and found out I had fibroids. That's what I talked about on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
I didn't want to talk about it on Love and Hip Hop because I was embarrassed about it at the time. I didn't know what it was. But
why were you embarrassed though?
I didn't understand it. And fibroids are benign tumors which grow on your uterus. And it causes a lot of symptoms when it comes to your menstrual cycle.
Right.
And you know, when we were raised, our mom kind of taught us to kind of be private about that.
Right.
Stay
That's
enclosed.
true.
Don't, that's
Right.
not an open subject that you talk about.
Right.
And you keep it private. So I was scared about it because my menstrual went from 6 days to 14 days. My anemia went up. I didn't even know I was anemic until I found this out. I was falling out. I was fainting. I had pelvic pain, back pain. I had I had 4 fibroids, and one was so big it was growing and pressing against my bladder. So I was in the bathroom at least 3-4 times an hour. Waking up in the middle of the night. I could never get enough sleep. It caused so many symptoms. I finally went to the doctor and I had blood clots coming out the size of my palm and bigger. That's embarrassing. And so I was dating, but I didn't have a man, but I cut everybody off because
Right.
I didn't know how to speak on it.
Yeah.
And what's funny, it affects 80 to 90% of all women. Now, you might not have the same symptoms that I have, but it affects all women. And it also can affect you having a child. You can miscarry because of fibroids.
Fibroid.
And people just don't get checked out.
Yeah.
So I kind of became this advocate for fibroids.
Yeah.
And now I work with the Healthy Hand.
Okay.
The Healthy Hand is a company that provides tea and pills for women with fibroids. Keep going. For tea and pills, don't stop. Tea and pills for women with fibroids to help relieve your symptoms. Because when you go to the doctor, they don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
They don't have only thing, this is what they told me, oh, it's common in women, and as if I would be satisfied with
Well,
that
then how did
answer.
they find yours?
I had to have an ultrasound done,
Okay,
and
so they
on
can
top
find
of my
ultrasound.
stomach, and then I had a vaginal ultrasound, which gave me a defined definition on how large they were, because
wow.
it went from this small. It started
Yeah.
off really, really small, and then they just started to grow. And I was working out so hard, and my trainer noticed it was a pudge in my stomach. He's like, what is that? Something's not right over here. You're doing too many sit-ups and push-ups. So I just got depressed and discouraged. I stopped working out. And when I got with the Healthy Hand, the pills and tea actually relieved majority of the symptoms. The problem was I waited so long to take the tea and pills. It grew so big, and I couldn't stop going to the bathroom.
Right.
So at that time, I made a decision to have a myomectomy.
Okay.
People don't know what myomectomy is. The doctors gave me an option of a myomectomy or a hysterectomy. A hysterectomy, they take your entire uterus out and you can't have kids. Everybody knows Shay Johnson don't have kids. I'm not married.
Right.
And I want to have kids.
Yeah.
The other option was the myomectomy, where they kind of take off the fibroids, remove the fibroids from the uterus so you're still able to produce and have kids.
Okay.
And so that's what I chose. I chose to have the myomectomy. So ever since my surgery, and it was the hardest thing I ever went through. Shout out to my mom who took care of me for like a month. But it took at least 6 months to heal, and even today I have kind of striking pains. I have a permanent scar, you know, kind of where you will have a cesarean.
Yeah. Okay.
But mine is not as long. It's probably about this wide.
Okay.
But I was insecure about it. So it's a process that you go through because it's almost like they tried to snatch a part of me, my womanhood.
Right.
And I didn't know how to deal with that. But now I'm speaking up, I'm speaking out. I
love it.
Yes, I had an event. I'm gonna invite you to my next event. I had an event in Miami. It was my first event.
Okay.
It was successful.
I saw that. The fibroids on?
Juju came to speak. My mom and my sister came. She spoke. I had several doctors there.
Yeah.
I just had people there that either had an experience with fibroids or were knowledgeable on fibroids. Just to give, it was an informative situation and where you were informed once you left.
Yeah.
And so we're having another one. We were going to have it in Houston, but I switched it to Atlanta, and then we'll come back to Houston.
Okay. All right. Come on
but
back.
so many women were like coming up to me and telling me their stories. Yeah. And I've had so many emails and DMs. I mean, women crying in the DMs. You can tell it's a very emotional situation. Yeah. So whenever a doctor tries to dismiss it because it's common, don't allow them to do that. Something common doesn't mean it has to be dismissed and they give you an option of surgery and that's it. You have other options. Herbs are another option. Girl, God provided everything we need right here on earth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everything
we're from the earth, so yeah, it makes sense.
We have many different herbs that can heal your body. So now I'm working with 2 doctors, and they also have a system to help shrink the fibroids. So with my system, working with the Healthy Hand of the tea and pills to relieve your symptoms, now I'm working with doctors to shrink the fibroids. Okay. So I'm really heavily into this.
Yes, you are. Because, I mean, you are, like, super passionate about it, as you should. And I was going to ask you, what other life changes did this having fibroids, you know, for you, other than your health, did you have to make? Like, any other life-changing things? And it seems like
it put me in a position to where I'm more outspoken because as I stated before, I did not want to talk about it on Love and Hip Hop because I was embarrassed because I had accidents, menstrual accidents. When I say your menstrual is so heavy when you have fibroids, it comes out like water, like a water fountain. And you know, some people like, ew, icky, I was doing an interview with a radio personality in Charlotte, and I was telling him the symptoms, and when I told him that the flow is really heavy, your menstrual flow, he was like, wow, ill. I said, ill? So before I didn't check him, but I made sure he was alert and aware. We don't need men like you to go against and be negative when it's a situation like this you don't understand. We need your support. You know, so that's why I also had my brother. He's a doctor, Dr. Joe Johnson. He was at the event, but he really enlightened men on the importance of having that support system for your mother, your sister, and your daughter. Right, you know, because it's a hard situation to deal with. Even though we deal with it constantly, I never even heard of this until I got it. But now that I'm out speaking, I notice that more women are coming out to speak on their situation, and it's beautiful. Yeah, we got to deal with it.
Well, you know what? And you making it more comfortable, and you being so knowledgeable about it, that just makes the environment and them want to come up to you and speak. So that's good. Yeah. But since you had them on your ovaries, and you did opt for that option to,
it was on my uterus.
I mean your uterus. I'm sorry, but you know, the baby making system. So. Are you itching to have a baby?
I am. I actually want a couple kids. I want a husband. I want the family life because I've been in the industry a long time, since Flavor of Love. And the time has just flew by so quick. It's like, wow, I never stopped to have a family. I never stopped to really appreciate love and appreciate life because none of this matters. This TV is just a job. None of that matters if you don't have anybody to share with. So sometimes I get lonely. I date. You know, don't get it twisted. I date, but pretty soon I'm going to have a child. Whoever he is, you will be my baby's daddy.
Okay, dating. So who we dating?
Just dating.
You just Are we gonna get to see this new dating on Love and Hip Hop Miami?
Well, on Love and Hip Hop Miami, they're more focused on me. You know, you will see me date, but you will see a follow up on what's going on after my surgery because it really didn't kind of show that. It just see me going into surgery.
And then it was like,
it was over. So you'll see that. I don't know if you know, Amada dates my brother MJ, so they are together. So of course we will be doing things together. So I have a new sister now, and I don't have any any sisters, but now
I'm glad that relationship.
Oh yeah. Well, my brother, Dr. Joe, he's married, and they're like the Huxtables. He's married. His wife is a doctor as well. So that's my first sister, and Amada's my second sister.
Okay, so
right.
you have all kind of medical people in the family. You
Yeah.
should be top notch health.
Yeah. I wasn't into. I was at Popeyes 3 times a week. I didn't care about health because I was following the trends of being thick.
Right.
I cared what people thought.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't care what your opinion is. I love being healthy.
Right.
I love my size. I love my new way of life. And either you accept it or you don't.
Right.
But I'm still gonna be here.
Well, you mentioned you have a new sister, so you
Yeah,
mentioned
Amada. Yeah,
So-
she don't like to come to my house because she said I don't have nothing but seaweed snacks and water to
I know you
give.
took out exactly. You told me you took all the sugar out. I'm
There's
like, how
no
you
sugar,
even living
there's
life?
no salt, there's no bread. I mostly eat smoothies. I love salads. I can make you the best salad you ever had. If I do pasta, it will be a gluten-free pasta, and I'll make my own sauce, like with lemon, because lemon, you use lemon a lot to season your food.
Yeah.
It's almost like you have to retrain your taste buds, because what I used to desire, I no longer desire anymore.